So I want to tell you a story. I was raised Catholic, and like any good Catholic growing up, a little boy in the 70s, I was an altar boy. Now, there's nothing seamy in this story. This is long before the whole thing in Boston, so don't go that way. However, there's a villain of the picture, and that is my older brother. Now, my older brother is a fucking psychotic, okay? Or he was when he was a kid. And he was an altar boy too. That was one of the things that we did in the family. You know, you're growing up, you know, you get old enough, you go up, you be an altar boy. Even my sister was an altar boy. They called them servers then, so she was an altar server. This was the 70s. Everything was very modern. So my sister and my brother and me were all close enough in age that we wound up doing mass services together. Now, if there's anything in the world that would make me doubt my faith in God, it is the fact that my older brother never once burst into flame when stepping into the sanctuary and walking onto the altar. The other thing was that when he pulled his shenanigans, none of the devotional statues of Mary stopped and wept. But yeah, he was a freaking psychotic. Now, I said that once, but it bears repeating. Now, you can't see my church. You should see my church, but you can't see it, so I have to describe it to you. It's an architectural wonder. St. Francis de Sales in West Michigan, architecture students actually come to see it. It's an amazing structure. And it's made almost entirely of concrete. It's huge, massive structure made entirely of concrete. A church made out of cement. And what isn't concrete is brick. So all the walkways, the aisle that comes all the way down, the altar, the choir pit, everything is brick, okay? Keep that in mind. Now, there are two jobs for an altar server that they can do. One is to carry the cross, and the other is to carry the candles. There are usually two who carried the candles and one who carried the cross, and that's at the processional how everything started. You do not, under any circumstances, want to get stuck carrying the cross, okay? It sucks balls. The reason is it was made out of metal. Now, you'd think that whoever was building this might have been thinking about the fact that an altar boy is this big and might have made the top a little bit lighter, like styrofoam. But no. It was metal. So there's this big-ass metal and stone cross and this long metal pole. And there, the bottom of the pole was hollow, and you'd get up to the altar and then put it on a little post, and there it would stay. So imagine me, a little kid, 4th grade, trying to manage this thing down the aisle. Ha, 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 you know, and the thing's going and weaving and bobbing like this, and it's like carrying, you know, 50 pounds on the top of a little stick. Now, because my brother and sister were older than me, they got the role of carrying the candles, okay? If you're younger, screw you, take the cross. So that's one of the main reasons. You don't want to deal with the cross. So I make my way down, you know, this brick aisle, which seems steeper than Mount Everest to that point, and I get there. Now, the second reason you do not, under any circumstances, want to get stuck with the cross is that the people on the other side of the altar, we had on this side, you have the two kids with the candles and the guy with the crosses over here, and the priest is in the middle. The people with the candles get to do all the cool stuff, okay? They've got the little table with all the goodies on it. They've got the little cask of wine, the little thing of water, and they've got the collection basket and all this other stuff. So when it gets to the second half of the Catholic Mass, which is the liturgy of the Eucharist, a very, very solemn, incredibly important part of the liturgy, the two altar servers who had the candles, my brother and sister, get to bring all the cool stuff to the priest. He asks for the water and the wine, and they bring it over. He asks for the little bowl and the towel. Oh, Lord, wash away my iniquities, cleanse me of my sin. The whole thing. They get to do that. As the kid with the cross, I get to stand over there looking like a lump. I'm lawn ornaments at that point, trying to look holy and not doing a very good job. Now, there's one other thing about being stuck with the cross that just... Okay, back in the 70s, I don't think they do this anymore. They had gold plates called patens, okay? Now, when you receive communion in the Catholic Church, that little wafer, that's the body of Christ, okay? That's inarguable, okay? So if even a crumb, and I've never seen this happen, if even a crumb falls out of somebody's mouth when they receive communion, whether they have it in the hand or on the tongue, it must never touch the ground. That would be blasphemy. So you've got these gold plates, and you would catch it if it ever happened. Now, there were 3 of them. 2 had handles, these beautiful black wooden handles. And so if somebody came up, you know, the body of Christ, you would extend the paten and then pull it back for the next one, the body of Christ. Again. Now, for whatever reason, I don't know, maybe the person was lazy that day or slipshod craftsmanship, I don't know what it was. But the 3rd paten was just the plate. Didn't have the handle. So if you got stuck with that one, guess who? You had to reach farther and you know, oh, the body of Christ, okay, I'm here, you know. So whoever got stuck with the cross had to wait for the kids with the cool stuff on the table, because they had the Patens, to come over and give you. It's like, hey, you suck, here's the one without the handle. So anyway, on this particular Sunday, Satan was very much alive in the heart of my brother. And I'm standing there trying to look holy, and they finish doing the cool stuff. And here comes my brother. And he's got the Paten with the handle. And he's holding it funny. He's holding it right out in front of him. And I'm thinking, well, this is kind of cool. Maybe he's actually going to give you the one with the handle. No. So he brings it over to me, and he's extending it to me, but he's holding the handle. That's when I realize he put the plate without the handle on top of the one that had one. And he started to extend it to me. You could see the little flames licking behind his eyes and the bits of brimstone puffing out between his gritted teeth, and he was all and I realized too late what he was gonna do. And I thought, no, he's not. Oh, he was. And he took the handle of his Paten and yanked it away like a magician pulling a tablecloth off of a table, and there, for a split second in time, hanging in space, was the gold Paten. Time froze, and I moved like a cowboy in an old western. No, I was too slow. The hand went, and the Paten, whoo, hit the floor, which, as you recall, was made of brick. Ka-tang! By the way, concrete churches have exceptional acoustics. Ka-tang! Ka-tang! Then it starts rolling. I all my vestments flying behind me, my little knotted rope of a belt. Wow, 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 wow. And it hits the first step leading down to the choir pit. Bang! And then proceeds to hit every single step. Ka-tang! 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 There's no choir. Just the guy at the piano going, what the hell? Then it starts a slow roll around the wonderful, huge brick bowl that is the choir pit. Wow, 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 wow. And it echoing off the walls, going all the way to the balcony. Wow, no, 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 no. The priest is, do this in memory of me, you know, and wow, wow, wow. And I just stand there like this, convinced that I'm going to hell because I didn't catch it. Wow, 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 wow. And it starts to come down to the middle. Wow, 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 wow. And it gets to the middle. And it stops just in time to get the last commentary, or the last half of the commentary from my brother, who looked at me and went, oh!